Welcome to Anime Out of Context, a comedy review show hosted by a basement dweller who grew up scrounging terrible fan subs on sketchy websites prior to the convenience of modern streaming, alongside a willfully ignorant soul whose only knowledge of anime comes from the shows forced upon him here. This show will contain spoilers, incorrect information, and copious amounts of adult language. Our hosts are not experts on any topic, and everything they say should be taken with a grain of salt. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
And I wonder, is this real life or is this fantasy?
I'm Shaun Rollins.
I'm Remington Chase.
Remington. 5 years.
5 goddamn years of watching so many, a ridiculous amount of anime. This is a true fact. My girlfriend recently told one of her friends about the podcast, right?
Okay.
And her friend was like, "Oh, maybe I'll check it out." And he was like, "Holy shit, there's over 200 episodes." And he was like, "Yeah, been here a hot minute. Been here a while."
Half a decade, Rem.
Genuinely mind-boggling. I'm gonna say it, Shaun.
Okay.
I impressed myself. The fact.
God. Here I thought it was about to be a nice sentimental moment. It's like, I'm proud of what we've done, what we've come to. But no, you're just shocked at your own ability to keep at something for this long because you
Not
are
just at something. The fact that I have been a co-host for a podcast that, with all due respect, at best I have a love-hate relationship for. I think we all agree. I think we're not under any illusions about my relationship to the podcast. The fact that I have been able to mentally and emotionally persevere for 5 years, putting out week after week after week of anime content, I just find that impressive. And as the voice of the people are impressed too.
I mean, to be fair, Rem, I'm impressed too. Like, I'm so used to people ghosting me in reality, so I figured that, like, after, 4 or 5 episodes, you would have just, kicked out. You would have just been gone.
I impress myself because I've withstood so much anime. I impress you because I've just stuck around. I've been there for you.
That's the state of my mental health, folks. I'm just happy to have somebody to talk to.
Oh boy, have I been someone to talk to for 5 goddamn years.
But Rem, aside from, your perseverance and my crippling loneliness...
which I think is really our defining qualities of the podcast.
It is truly impressive for anybody to stick with a complex project for an extended amount of time. 5 years is a huge commitment. And, when we first started this, we didn't think that it was going to go this far, quite
Fun
frankly.
Fact, I just started it as a prank, and now I'm 5 years in, and I don't know how to pivot.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rem,
I'm in
a
too
victim
deep.
you're a victim of your own curse. The yes and curse is too powerful with you. You said yes and you didn't realize that you were signing a devil contract.
I was like, oh, the longer this joke goes, the funnier it is. But here I am, and it pays my rent. So
yeah, no,
I don't know how to jump out anymore.
Yeah, who knows, Rem? Maybe by the time we get to 10 years, you'll be able to have health insurance.
Let me put it on the record now.
Okay.
I'm not saying that we can't go for another 5. I am saying I'd be surprised, but I'm also surprised we made it to 5 in the first place, so who the fuck knows?
Yeah, no, we don't... The thing is, Rem, is we don't know where our lives are going to take us in the future. For all we know, both of us could get hit by a bus tomorrow.
We could get truck-cooned, and then we end up in an isekai, and in that virtual world, then we start a podcast about our reality. It'd be very weird.
It would be like us making a Welcome to Night Vale style podcast in a different reality. And people are like, wow, that is so insane. This is such a weird world. None of this could have possibly happened. But at the same time, it feels so real. But when in actuality, it's just us talking about boring, mundane shit. I would read that isekai. Stuck in another world with my podcasters.
But we're not talking about our hit new show. We're talking about whatever the fuck what are we covering?
Well, Rem, 5 years is a huge fucking milestone.
It is.
And
it is.
I can't just do something generic. It's like, oh, this week we're going to talk about the anime with, there's a sister and another sister and another sister. Yeah, we can't do that. You can't do that. Like,
oh no, you could.
I
You have in the past.
Is that what you want, Remington?
Oh God, no.
Because, I have plenty of god-awful things that came out in the last year that I could show you that I've just been, shoving to the side because I'm like, I don't know if,
As someone pointed out in the Discord, the hit rate in the past, 3 months has been very low for me. Not
But
for
weirdly,
lack of trying. Some of you thought I would like, and I just didn't. But nonetheless, I've been in a bit of a drought for good content, so I'm hoping for our anniversary we can change that.
Yeah, and that was my intention as well. Because, I've got... Folks, it is easy to find things for Remington to dislike. So easy. Even... a lot of people are like, oh man, you should show him this show. I bet he'll like that. I'll take one look at the show and be like, oh,
No chance.
Not a chance. Not a chance at all. When I show a show to him with the possibility of him liking it, it's very much a lot of thought and consideration has gone into it, versus a lot of the ones who are like, oh, he'll probably like this show. It's got a smart main character. It's like, well, I mean, he's only smart because the writers don't know how to write every other character. It's like, there's one good thing does not make a whole show. It takes a lot to really figure out what makes a show good for Remington.
Yeah.
And I've gotten pretty decent at, really nailing it down. When I know for a fact Remington will like a show, I don't have any hesitation in showing it to him, usually. It was Odd Taxi was probably the most recent example of that, I think.
Now, the question is, are you saying all this because you are about to show me something you know I'll like? Or...
am I doing a grand bamboozle for 5 years of an anniversary? Just, really getting your hopes up, bringing you to the highest of heights, and then immediately reaching up and dragging you back down to the depths of hell.
It wouldn't be it would be a way to represent the podcast as a whole.
It would be. But the thing is, Remington, I've done that before on previous anniversaries.
Yep.
I've also not done that on previous anniversaries. I think I think it's a split of, one good and 2 bad. I honestly can't remember for certain.
Who knows?
But the thing is, Rem, I actually have something very special planned for you today.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Because, Rem, I'll be honest, this is probably a show that I could not imagine you having many negative things to say about.
You've been surprised before, dear Shaun.
Oh yeah. As far as I'm aware, there's only one possible thing that could have prompted a negative reaction from you. And that thing is fine. It's fine. It's just fine. It's not great. It's not wonderful. It's fine.
Okay.
But here's the thing, Rem. You want to know how I know this?
How?
Well, a combination of knowing you for well over a decade at this point.
Yeah.
And due to the fact that we've already covered it.
Okay. We're doing back-to-back revisits. Hopefully not of the same show.
Yes, because, Rem, a show that you loved and adored that only had one issue is Attack on Titan. Yeah,
the issue was the show. The issue was that it existed.
If the show wasn't there, you would love it. But no, Rem, this is a grand revisit. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we're revisiting the first show we ever did on our first anniversary.
Oh, fuck, I don't know which one that is.
Well, you will when I tell you. It's been years in the making. I've been wanting to come back to it for a while. I just hadn't had the right time. And I figured, what better time than 5 years? Because this show inspired us to start, me specifically, to start a podcast. And you said yes, and now you're stuck here, so ha 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 ha. But today, Remington, we're returning to the 2018, quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, it's a classic at this point, hit anime, Sora Yori mo Toi Basho, otherwise known as A Place Further Than the Universe.
Hey, okay, this is lovely. This is very pleasant. I'm excited. I'm pleased. I'm happy. Thank God.
So, Rem, what do you remember from Place Further Than the Universe?
I remember there was a cute penguin.
Several, yes.
That's it.
Oh, God, Rem!
I remember I liked it a lot. It was wholesome and sweet and cute, but it's been 4 years.
4 years,
It's
yeah.
been 4 years.
4 years to the date. I was thinking that something as, like, profound as this would have stuck with you.
It
But-
has stuck with me, but in a nebulous way. All right.
Shit.
I'm a little granny looking at you, and like I don't remember a lot of details, but I know I love you. I know I love you, and that's what matters, right?
I cannot believe you just described our relationship to one of my favorite shows of all time to a fucking Alzheimer's riddled dementia situation. Like that's painful.
A wholesome
man.
tragedy, gotta love it. But
Yeah.
I remember liking it, but once again, it's been 4 years. My head has been so crammed full of bullshit anime, I can't remember the details.
All right. Well, I will give you a.
Oh wait, one of them was like ambitious. They wanted to like do something. They had a big goal, grand goal.
I would say they're all pretty ambitious, but yes, I get what you're saying. All
Yeah.
right, I will give you a synopsis, and God, you might need to just rewatch the whole series at this point. It's only 13 episodes. but we'll
I'm
see.
not super opposed. I'll be honest. For once.
You know what? It'll be good for you if you decide to, because we watched exactly half of it when we did our first episode. But here's the basic premise. It is a story about our four main characters, Shirase, Hinata, Yuzuki, and Mari. And they are all young high school age girls with varying degrees of ambition and desire.
Yeah.
The show essentially starts with our I would say central main character, Mari Tamaki. She's in high school, and she is very much a very happy, like, Genki girl type of character, but is distraught when she realized, hey, she's made it all the way through to high school and hasn't done anything. Like, she's just been kind of vibing and going with the flow.
Yeah.
And what she really wants to do is do something exciting, go somewhere, do something adventurous, something to make the most of her youth and her experience. It's just something to really, like, cement, like, her youth, make sure she's not wasting her time, essentially.
Yeah.
And, she's doing the best to do that on her own, but she just can't get up the courage to really do it. Until one day when she meets, Shirase Kobuchizawa, a young lady who is, let's just say, famous in her school for being a bit odd.
Yeah.
Primarily due to the fact that all she ever talks about is Antarctica.
Okay. Yeah.
And all she has wanted to do for the past couple of years is save up enough money to go on an expedition to Antarctica to go where her mother was.
And so it's like, hey, I want to do this very specific thing. Then meanwhile, you want to do literally anything.
Yep. And because of their interactions, Shirase invites her to come along. There's a little bit of a scuffle with she loses her envelope full of a lot of money
Yeah.
that she's been saving up over the years. And Mari finds it and returns it, and they get closer and interact, and Shirase invites her to come with her to Antarctica, and of course Mari agrees, finally getting that push she needs to go and do something and, actually go on the adventure she has always dreamed of. And along the way, they meet up with a store clerk by the name of Hinata, who is a very bubbly, like, energetic girl who isn't going to high school at the time, but is, actively studying to get her degree and such.
Just living for the vibes.
In a way. And joins them along the way and wants to go. And then down the line, they meet a young idol girl by the name of Yuzuki Shiraishi. And she is selected to go on a expedition to this civilian base in Antarctica as part of, like, a
Yeah.
a social experiments. Hey, we're taking young girls on a, like, fantastical journey to make this trip more interesting and hopefully get them more funding. A publicity stunt type of thing. But of course, she herself does not want to go, because all Yuzuki really wants is to form connections and have friends and be a normal girl. Whereas, like, most of her life, she's been stuck in, like, this show business style scenario. And through their interactions, they all become friends and are all able to get together and go on this ship down to Antarctica and go on this journey that Shirase has been dreaming of for years.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm hyped to revisit it, to relive all of it. I'm all in. Do I need to know anything else, or can we just jump in?
I'll give a little brief synopsis of where exactly we left off. Where exactly we left off is they were already on their journey, right? They were already hopping on planes to get to Australia, where they were going to board the ship and then sail on down to Antarctica itself. We didn't quite get to that part. Where we left off on the episode where they are in, if I recall correctly, oh god, I want to say Singapore. And they are, and it's just a little bit of an episode drama where they're there and getting ready to go. They have to fly out the next day, and they're just enjoying their time when, unfortunately, Hinata seems to have lost her passport.
Okay.
And there's a lot of drama of Hinata telling them to go on without her, and Shirase being incredibly stubborn and not letting, and not leaving her behind. You know, them going through every kind of route possible to get people to go, and then of course the episode ends with them finding the passport and them eating durian together.
Oh, the durian. Okay.
And that's where we left off. If you want to rewatch the whole thing, I would highly encourage it because it's wonderful and lovely. But that is where we left off. We left off with them about ready to get to Australia and then head down to Antarctica. That is basically where we left off, and the only thing you ever had negative to say about this show is the relationship between Mari and Megumi, who is one of Mari's only friends from back home that did some, quite frankly, toxic bullshit. And because she didn't want to lose her friend, as well as hold her back, that kind of thing. It was bad and toxic. And the thing that you didn't appreciate was Mari fighting for that friendship to be maintained, and despite this, and while there are some wholesome tones to be taken out of that, there's still some underlying toxic tones that you just didn't approve of, which is fair and understandable. And that's definitely not going to be for everybody, but most people just try to look for the positive, looking for the good and positive things, unlike you cynical old fuck.
Hey, I overall have very, very positive feelings about it.
I know, but I had
one critique is not comprehensive to my holistic review.
Hey, Rem, I know that, you know that, most of our loyal fans know that. It's just that sometimes you say one thing and, like, it twinges like the angry nerd response. And I'm sorry for that, but it does happen. And
people are like, how dare you?
I'm better. But no, Rem, for 5 years of making a podcast together, I figured we should go kind of where it all started. So without further ado, let's go straight into it. Let's go watch some Sora Yorimo Tooi Basho.
Hey, Shaun, I want to fuck you. Oh, Shaun has MILFs on the brain. Amazingly, this is just accurate.
This is a wholesome show. We're fucking it. We're butchering it. And we are back after watching the entirety of the hit 2018 anime Sora Yorimo Toii Basho, or A Place Further Than the Universe. And Remington, I know you're going to say some things that are going to make people sad, because that's what you do. I mean, it's been 5 years. We're used to it. Like, it's the same song and dance. Like, you're going to say a few things, people are going to be like, this son of a bitch. Even after 5 years, he's still going to say some things that make us angry. But can you at least be a little gentle to one of my favorite shows of all time?
All right. I will open with my criticism.
Okay.
And fortunately, it happens in episode 7, so very fitting. It's chronologically, it works out.
All right.
When the captain is introducing the girls to all of the crew, I think she emphasizes way too much that they are not legal to fuck. And I think that is a bit weird. Like, don't get me wrong, glad we're all on the same page. It's a bit much of an emphasis. What pedophile do you have on the ship? What? Because that's targeted. You are telling someone on this ship, hey, fucking don't.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of people on a ship going to Antarctica, and, like, they were very understaffed, so, background checks are kind of secondary.
But that unironically, I think that might be my only criticism.
Holy shit, Rem, really? We're gonna have a positive episode?
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, it's a goddamn place further than the universe. In my first ever anime ranking, I think this took the top spot.
Yeah, it was that right next to Your Name, if I recall correctly.
And my god, it is... Yep, it holds up. It holds up. 5 years later. I mean, 4 years later, I guess.
Yeah, 4 years later, but the point still stands. 5 years since the show aired.
Absolutely insane. I don't know how much of a play-by-play we'll do. It'll probably be broad in general. Because, once again, the events of the story aren't super relevant. There's a few exceptions to that.
I mean, the final events of, like, the final episode are pretty
that's, like, when it's most important. But
yeah,
other than that,
hey,
it is
and
a vehicle...
all the times I cried my eyes out, those were the times that I felt were very important, but
hey,
a little hard to get two awkward white dudes on the internet talking about emotions. Probably isn't what people came here for.
And I will be doing that quite a bit, because there's just some specific lines, some specific ideas that I'll talk about far too much, which is fine. I can afford to be indulgent. I have been watching shitty anime for 5 years. Fuck you all. I deserve this. But I deserve this, okay? And, it was so delightful. It was absolutely wonderful. For those who have no idea what's going on in a place further than the universe, first of all, just watch it. If you haven't watched it, please do. If you have, just watch it again. Just, like...
I have seen it on 7 different occasions, showing it to other people. Oh, yeah. Because people are like, oh, I've never seen that. And I'm like, well, hey, I'll watch it again if you watch it.
Great news.
Great news. Because it's great, and it is one of the most human shows ever, and I love that.
And it's just so delightful. I'm going to assume that either you have watched it, are familiar with it, or at least have listened to our last episode, so you're vaguely familiar with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that of our lovely listeners and continue on.
Just point of clarification, did you actually go back and rewatch the whole thing, or did you just do a episode 7 onwards thing?
I did episode 7 onwards. I also re-listened to our episode on it.
Ah, fantastic. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. So you at least remember vaguely everything that went on and everything you liked about it.
Yes, precisely. And it is... So they're getting ready to take off. They're doing some, like, interviews and stuff. Shirase is so nervous on camera. Just really struggling. They go all around the ship and stuff, and they learn unnoticed that, hey, it's pretty short-staffed and undersupplied. But when they ask about it, they're told, no, this 100%, it's gonna keep going. No need to worry yourselves about it. We later learn that this person was not actually that confident, but there's no need to burden a bunch of teenagers with that uncertainty, you know?
Yeah, especially considering on the last expedition that went down there, they did lose a person, so...
yeah. But yeah, so it's pretty straightforward episode. They do some introductions. During the introductions, that's where there's the awkward emphasis that, like, everybody, they're not legal, and they really emphasize that. But afterwards, we get a lovely, heartwarming moment. The girls all introduce themselves, and then it's Shirase's turn, and she does sort of a half-hearted one for a moment, but then she just gains just a moment of wild confidence, and she just properly introduces herself courageously, and already delightful, emotional, heartwarming, and heart-wrenching. 10 out of 10. Good shit. Episode 8. It's largely them, they set sail and they have to deal with seasickness. And they're just all pretty fucked up the whole time.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever been on a boat for a long period of time, Rem, but first time you do that, it fucks you. I can only imagine how awful it is on a giant-ass CGI tanker. it would be.
I have never been on a big old boat. I've been on small boats, never a big boat.
Yeah.
Take me on a sexy cruise, Shaun.
Yeah, you and I will go on the Joko cruise. How about that? We have $1,000 to spare.
It is our 5-year anniversary, right? I mean, I think you could swing a gift of a cruise.
A cruise? Yeah, a whole cruise. You and me, bud. It'll be romantic. Podcasting cruise.
Hey, Shaun, I'm just saying that traditionally a 5-year anniversary gift is wood, right? And boy, oh boy, you can give me that wood on that cruise.
Oh, God. I don't think the rocking sensation will help as much as you think it will, my dude. This is a wholesome show. We're fucking it. We're butchering it.
Sometimes the little gremlin in my brain cannot be stopped.
He comes out and he's like, ooh, let's make a sex pest joke and get on that boat.
It's not a sex pest joke. It's, hey, Shaun, I want to fuck you. That's a different kind of joke. It's consensual sex joke. See, that's different.
Oh, I see. I just find you too much of a pest. That's the other issue right now.
Yeah. See, it's not a sex pest. It's a consensually sexual pest. That wildly different. Just
wildly different.
Episode 9. Let's see. There's like a lot that happens in episode 9, but once again, it's just miscellaneous events for the most part. It's them. They're going. The big moment is that they are finally able to step outside onto ice, right? And Shirase's fucking hyped about this. She just starts yelling out, in your face, I knew I could do it. Anybody who told me I couldn't, I'm here now, right? And everybody just joins in. They're like, hell yeah, Shirase. Which is also the reaction I was having as an audience member at home. One thing I will note, we get some flashbacks, right, to Shirase's mom leaving little Shirase with, I can't remember the captain's name, the captain.
Geen.
What was that?
Geen.
Leaving Shirase with Geen. Don't leave your kid with someone else unprompted.
I mean, I've got to be real. I've got to be real with you, Rem. If, like, in some distant future, I have a child and I need to go do something, I will 100% show up on your doorstep and be like, hey, best friend, watch my child for a minute. I've got to go.
Bye!
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that to your girlfriend because she'll probably kill my kid.
My girlfriend would leave your kid out.
But you would feel the sense of responsibility, and
my girlfriend, very nice, hates kids.
Yeah. You would at the very least be like, shit, I can at least turn this into a goof later.
Yeah.
And you would do it. So like, I
this
understand.
Is a photo of your dad and Judy when they first met.
And they went to Antarctica together. God.
Also, something that continuously happened in these episodes would be that a penguin would show up on screen and I would react to it, and then it would cut to Shirase reacting the exact same way as I had just reacted.
I mean, yeah.
I felt very akin in a lot of moments.
I mean, to be fair, same.
So good.
Anytime a penguin showed up on screen in the show, I'm just like hyperventilating, foaming at the mouth. And,
I love them so much.
And
then
it just shows Shirase, and it's like, oh yeah, no, that she is us. She is all of us. Because I think if I remember correctly, I mean it's been 4 years, but I think if I remember correctly, didn't you like just straight up compare like the three of the girls to Yumi and Dylan at some point?
I believe so, although I can't remember which one was which.
I think you probably compared yourself to Shirase just solely because of the penguin thing. Mixed with, and I think Dylan was Hinata, and I think you probably put me as Mari because of the slightly stupid aspect, the slightly dense aspect.
You're my favorite little dits. Episode 10 is largely about Yuzu, the child star. She gets cast in a TV show, and she's worried that that means that when she goes back, she'll be too busy. They won't interact anymore. She's worried, like, she's like, are we friends? I don't know. I don't know what friendship means. She provides a friendship contract, but Mari is like, hey, no, that makes me feel bad, because, like, why do we need a contract? Of course we're friends, right? They make up, and then they have a little late birthday for Yuzu. Super cute. It's adorable.
I definitely didn't cry during that scene. Not at all. No. Showing up with a cake, I didn't. You know, the lonely girl.
God, and it's just so, like, it's like, happy birthday, Yuzu, and it's just written so shittily.
They did their best. How dare you, sir?
Hey, that's reminiscent to any time I've tried to do anything like that, all right? Where I'm like, hey, I tried.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't immediately break down when that happened. Not at all.
So if that was the Yuzu episode, episode 11 is the Hinata episode. Hinata is the sassy and petty bitch, I would describe her as. Like,
that's not.
She's delightful. She's a joy to have, but she's the gently bitchy one. Is that fair?
She's a precious cinnamon bun, and I will not take this.
I love Hinata, but, like, I mean, I'm not saying this is a critique. I'm just acknowledging these things.
She is strong-willed.
It's very true, very accurate. And
strong-willed and determined. That's what I'll say.
During a broadcast, some friends of Hinata greet her, but Hinata seems frustrated at that, and everybody's sort of confused. Later, when they're making postcards, they notice that Hinata is not making postcards for any of her friends that were so happy to see her. They're confused on what's going on, and they see, Shirase sees that Hinata gets, like, very angry, and is like, what's going on? So, they find some emails, they chat, and they figure out that, basically, Hinata was really good on the track team, right? But some of the seniors were jealous. Were jealous that they were getting one-upped and usurped. Their spot was being taken by someone younger than them, basically, right? That good old I deserve it because of seniority bullshit, which is always overrated every time. And they gossiped and basically bullied and ostracized her until she had to quit the team. And they gave some apologies by email now, but it's also like you're suddenly showing up on a broadcast being like, we're so proud of our friend. And it's like, I don't know, man. And so Shirase and Hinata have a little chat about this, and Shirase is like, she's like, hey, fuck those bitches.
Which is the correct play.
And Hinata's like, I think it's just better to, like, just not interact. I don't know if I should forgive them, because it does make me uncomfortable, like, the relief that they would feel if I was like, all right, I forgive you, it's okay, because it's, like, kind of not okay. They really fucked me up, and now they just apologize and be like, oh, we're great friends. Like, that's not great. So, I think right before the next broadcast, the quote-unquote friends are there again, and Shirase is like, hey, can I take a moment to speak? And she just tears the friends a new one. She's like, hey, listen, Hinata's too sweet to say any of this to y'all, so let me be abundantly clear. You guys don't deserve forgiveness. You deserve to feel bad because you hurt somebody. You hurt somebody, and it's nice that you are aware of that. That doesn't mean that it's okay. So you feeling bad, that should be the consequence of that. That should be happening right now, and it's not up to Hinata or anybody else to make you feel better when you made them feel so bad, right? Which, once again, hell yeah, Shirase.
And then she says, tells them to fuck off.
Yeah. Which, hey,
don't say those exact words, but you know.
Sometimes you need some friends to tell other people to fuck off on your behalf. I have had friends who've done that for me, and I've been that friend who's done that for others. Sometimes it's just a necessary thing to do. And then we get to episode 12. Episode 12, they are going to go to the station that Shirase's mom died at. They're like, hey, Shirase, do you want to come? And Shirase's like, I gotta think about that. And as they talk to her, genuinely, I think the most devastating point in the entire series, is they're talking about how Shirase feels about everything. And she talks about she thought she might be like devastated knowing like, oh, this is where my mom died, or and that would like conflict with the super excited emotions. But that's not the case. In fact, sort of neither are there. It's a bit of a dull ache. It feels too normal. At one point she says she's a little worried about going because she says, if I go and nothing changes, then I'm going to spend the rest of my life feeling as I do now. And it's that thought of, okay, if only I do blank, if only I do X, Y, or Z, then my life will be good, then I will be happy, then everything will be okay. And unfortunately, that is almost never the case. It feels like the case, and everybody has been in that position where they say, if only X, then it'd be fine. But then inevitably, when you get X, whatever that may be, it feels an awful lot like it does every day. As humans, we normalize everything. And it's a valid concern to say, well, if that doesn't solve my problems, then I'm worried that nothing can. And that doesn't mean that progress is impossible. Obviously, we should take steps forward. Things are worthwhile in of themselves. But it is a valid, real concern, and I think it's realizing that change is gradual. And while there are certain peaks that will stand out, those peaks that are especially worthwhile, especially notable, especially memorable, I'm not much of a believer in, or at least that these are very common, in moments that are completely life-changing in of themselves. They may spur some life-changing developments. They may be the step one that's necessary, or of even the most important step in the long journey. But rarely, if ever, will there be the single moment that changes absolutely everything in and of itself. But it's still worth pursuing. It's still worth moving forward. It's still worth pushing, growing, developing, fighting, all of that stuff. And so yeah, that was definitely a moment that hit hard when she was just talking about feeling too normal and worried about that.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not emotional already, man. Thanks. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not exactly remembering exactly what you're talking about and being like, oh, fuck, oh, no, oh,
Yeah.
God, the whole time.
This show hits such deep human emotions. It's wild. So Shirase has a chat with Gin, the captain, and decides, okay, you know what? I'm going to come. I'm going to go. So they all get prepared. They go, right? Shirase writes a little Dear Mom letter talking about how she's made friends and how worthwhile it's been. They make it to the station. Immediately, her friends are all like, we gotta find something from her mom. Right? We have to find some sign that her mom was here, some proof, some evidence, something tangible. And they find a laptop with a little frosted photo of the mom and Shirase, right? And towards the end of the episode, Shirase opens up, logs in to the computer, right? And opens up the email. And then the Dear Mom emails start popping up. Start getting received. And it starts out a few at a time, gets over 10, gets over 20. They keep coming. Eventually it's over 100. They keep coming, over 200, over 300. Just an endless deluge of Dear Mom, just updates. Updates from Shirase to her mom about how her life has been, about chronicling her entire journey to this moment, to finally reaching here, finally making this connection. It keeps going, 400, 500, 600, just completely flooding. 7, 8, 9, it gets to over 1,000, and they just keep coming. So many emails, all chronicling how long this journey has been, all chronicling that connection that is still there, that have all led up to this exact moment of connection, this exact moment of bridging that divide, of finally getting there, not only to Antarctica, but to the very spot, holding something of her mom's in her hands. And whoo, god damn.
Rev, I made a mistake. I've made a mistake. Rev, like, it's one of my favorite scenes in the whole show because it punches so hard. And the whole time you were describing it, I had it up and watching it while it was mute, and I'm crying again.
Let the tears flow, Shaun. Let the tears flow.
Oh, God. It hurts. Even on mute, it hurts. Oh, God. It's so good. It's so sad. Oh, God.
It's like, oh, God, so tragic but beautiful, and
and it's not just her crying over it, like her friends are in the hallway crying as well.
Oh man, here's the thing. I feel so you can be a sympathetic crier when others are crying. It makes you want to cry, right? Right. If anything, I think it's harder. I am more of a sympathetic crier. The initial crying.
You're a tertiary crier.
I'm a tertiary crier. The initial crying, I'm like, oh, okay, that's hitting me home, right? That's hitting close to home. Then it's that causing others to cry and me seeing that and being like, oh my God, look at them care so much that they're so invested in this connection in this other person that now they're crying. That is more likely to get me going. There's something beautiful about secondary crying, that in media, it's more likely to get me. That's something I've noticed about myself.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect fucking scene. There's nothing wrong with this scene.
Oh, man.
In isolation, it's a fucking painful scene. And want to know what makes the scene even better, Rem?
What?
It's subtle, but throughout the whole series, you see her writing and sending these emails.
Yep.
Throughout the whole series. And, you don't pay much attention to it, because it's usually only on screen for a couple seconds at a time. And it's like, she's looking at her phone, you see an email, you might see a to mom type of thing, and then just occasionally, not too many times, but enough times throughout the series where, it clicks as soon as she's sending that last email and she gets the laptop. It is so fucking perfect. It's so fucking good, and I love it. And, oh, God. I shouldn't have watched the scene on mute while you were describing it. It hurt. I was just like, oh, man, I want to watch that scene again. It's just too good. It's just too good.
Well, we get to episode 13, the final episode. They've gotten back to sort of home base. They're doing cleanup and stuff, right? And all the last minute things. At one point, Shirase just gets surrounded by penguins. Fuck yeah.
She's freaked out, but she doesn't know what to do because she loves it and hates it.
Yeah, she's like, I'm overwhelmed and they are stinky, but also this is everything I've ever wanted.
Same. I mean, that's kind of what the situation you're in right now. You have so many penguin plushies right now.
It's true, and they're starting to get stinky with the cats laying all over them all the time. But while there are too many penguin plushes, I love them all.
I was about too many cats, huh?
I mean, also too many cats. Look, 3, I love them all. 3 is more than enough.
Especially for your apartment.
Oh, good God. It's such a small apartment. But they clean, and during this cleanup scene, they do the thing that always gets me, and I've talked about multiple times on the podcast, but it's showing an empty common area that's been all cleaned up and set aside. Oh, that always gets me. That always fucks me up a little bit. Where it's oh yeah, this is where before there was so much life, so much activity, right? This was the spot we all were, so many memories, so many things happening. Now it's cleaned up, it's empty, it's liminal, right? It's ooh, all right. Always gets me. Mari is yo, we need to, what if we do a winter stay sometime? And people are like, yeah. They play baseball with the crew. Shirase cuts her hair, and then they do a little farewell. Shirase gives a big old speech, gives the laptop to Gin, the captain, and they leave. Gin notices that there's one email that's actually in the outbox that was never sent. And so she sends it. The girls get on the ship, and on the ship, it finally becomes night because, of course, it's been mostly day in Antarctica, and in the Arctic. And they look up, and the aurora is there. The last thing they didn't get a chance to see, and now it's there. At that same moment, the email arrives from her mom, the last email that was supposed to be sent from her mom, and now finally is. Shirase gets it, and it's a photo of that same Aurora, with the caption, "The real thing is 10,000 times more beautiful." And of course, she knows. She sees it right there. She knows. As they're on the ship at one point, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get like seasick again. It's gonna be fucked up. We're gonna have those moments barfing and barfing, thinking I'm so sick I'm gonna die." But I'm excited for that because that's part of the journey too. You know, here we are. They get home. Mari sees that. We end with Mari seeing that her friend, her close friend, she's been like messaging and whatever, went to the Arctic, and just the timing, nice and mismatched. And that's the show.
Oh, God. Rem, you can understand why this is one of my favorite shows of all time,
It's
right?
so good.
And why anytime anybody ever asks me, "Hey, Shaun, what's an anime I should watch? What's an anime I should watch? What's one of your favorite anime?" This is like whether I'm a guest on another podcast or people are asking me while I'm playing games on Twitch. This is my immediate answer every time because it is one of the most human, wonderful experiences that you could ever ask for. It is a modern day classic as far as I'm concerned. It is inspirational. It is wonderful. It is beautiful. Makes me cry like a bitch every fucking time.
Yeah.
Like there's recorded proof of it now. My throat's a little choked up. I'm a little stuffy because, like a dumbass, like you started describing the scene, I was like, I want to look at that scene. I want to look at it because I can't interrupt this, so I should look at it. And I did. And I fucked up by looking at it.
Yeah.
And then that last email from Shirase's mother. Oh, no. I don't want to cry again. I do not want to cry again. This is...
If somehow a listener has yet to go search this out and watch it, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, no, like, hey, I said it all those years ago. It's a show of cute girls doing cute things. You don't like cute girls doing cute things? Fucking fine. Watch this one anyway. It's the perfect show for you. It doesn't matter if you like the moe cute girls doing cute things genre at all. It's just so wildly human and so wildly good and entertaining and funny and heartwarming and heartbreaking. It's just, it's so good. It's so good. I've never seen a bad review for the show, and if I do see a bad review for the show, I am gonna kill somebody. Like, that
You're gonna
is something
shank a
that'll
bitch.
happen. It's very much my precious baby, and I will protect it for all eternities, never not sing its praises. But yeah, so final verdict, Rem, is this one of the best things I've shown you?
Oh, easily. Easily.
Like, and the last half of it, do you feel like that only made it better?
Yeah, it's a great show. It holds up the entire way through. Heartily recommend to basically anybody.
I mean, you had literally 2 criticisms for the whole series.
It's true.
One that was kind of like okay, kind of fair, kind of cynical criticism, and the other was just like, is there a pedophile on this ship? Like, if those are your only 2 criticisms, I think we're good. I think
you've heard it here first. Shaun is okay if there's a pedophile on the ship.
No.
He thinks
don't.
we're good. He thinks it's fine. He thinks
I'm
it's
talking about your
acceptable.
criticisms, Rem. I am not talking about that. Please do not get me canceled on our 5-year anniversary.
What better a time?
No, Rem, I'm crying. I can't handle these emotions right now. Oh, God. Out of curiosity, Rem, do you by chance know what the Mal score is for Place Further Than the Universe?
Okay, it's in the 8s. I remember that much. Well, assuming it might have changed, but who knows? I'm gonna say 8.
The scores change over the years.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 8.54.
Well, Rem, Soriyori mo Tooi Basho, excuse me, is sitting nice and pretty with
Perfect
201.
10.
Yeah, hey, for me, it's about as close to a 10 as a show can get for me, quite frankly. I don't believe in giving shows 10s personally, but it's pretty fucking close. Pretty fucking close. Place Further Than the Universe has 201,000 reviews, and it is sitting nice and pretty at 8.53.
Oh, come on! It would have been so
you were
perfect!
so fucking close.
It would have been such a good way to end 5 years!
It would have been so... It's so... Oh, you cucked yourself at the end, right?
God damn it!
You were so fucking close. As soon as you said 5, I was like, whoa. And then 4, I'm like, oh, you stupid son of a bitch. And out of curiosity, Rem, if you had to give it a score out of 10, what would you give it?
Oh man, I'm thinking like probably 9 to 9.5 in that range.
See, I knew you were my best friend for a reason.
It's so
thank you for
good.
making me happy.
It's so
Even
good.
if that was just to placate me, that's what I needed to hear. Yeah, because in my opinion, it is too low on Mal. I pulled up the statistics out of curiosity because I knew something would make me angry. The vast majority of ratings are in the 10, 9, and 8 range, right? As you'd expect.
Yeah.
With a big chunk in 7, and then it gets into single-digit percents from 6 to 1. But what blows my fucking mind, Rem, is that there are 437 people who voted this show a 1 out of 10.
I think they're almost certainly just contrarians or misclick.
They meant to click the 10, but didn't see that it was a 0. There wasn't a 0.
Oh, yeah,
next
yeah.
to it.
They dropped the 0. Didn't think that was an important part. Turns out it is.
Yeah, and then like a similar 228 gave it a 2 out of 10, and then 429 gave it a 3 out of 10. I want to know who hurt these people, like, in such a way that they can't see how great this is. But oh my god, it is fucking fantastic. Oh god, it's so. Oh god, I made a mistake of opening up the reviews page. I made the mistake, and there's one review that's not recommending it, and they say that the show isn't believable, which, fuck you. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you and everything you stand for. How dare you? I believe in these girls. I believe everything they've done is real. It was real to me, damn it. Fuck off. Okay, I can't look at these anymore. I cannot look at these anymore. Oh, God. But Ren, that's 5 years.
5 goddamn years. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I who knows how long I have left on this earth.
Yeah, on this earth. We're not talking about the podcast. We're just talking about how long you'll live.
Who knows how long I can continue to stomach weeby shit, but I didn't think I'd make it to 5 years, so who the fuck knows?
And hey, if anything, I did a powerful gamer move by showing you one of the best things you've ever seen. just to reel you in and get you thinking, there could be more. And you're right, man. There is more out there. Will there be something as strongly impactful as Plays Further in the Universe? Hard to say. But, I think that there is a show like that for everybody, and who knows, maybe we'll be able to discover more just like it in the future. But I have to say, I'm incredibly grateful to you for sticking with me for these 5 years. I'm grateful to our editor, Dylan. I'm grateful to everybody who listens and to the show, because, Rem, it's wild, right?
Yeah.
We're not the biggest show on the internet. Nowhere near that. We're not... Who's a big famous person? Is a Mr. Beast? I've heard of him. We're not like that. We're not like becoming super famous millionaires making a silly internet show like a bunch of other people. But but even if there's just still one person listening to us, I'm incredibly grateful for them listening to us and enjoying it and letting us know how much they enjoy it. Because that is what really makes this whole experience worthwhile to both myself and I think to Remington as well. Granted, I don't know how much he cares about other people enjoying our show stuff as long as he can make his stupid goofs. It's hard to say.
Hey, man, the only reason I've made it 5 years are the goofs and the community, all right? That's it.
You hear that, y'all? If you guys stick around, we can keep him around as long as possible. That's the play. And he has to keep thinking he's hilarious. We got to make sure we fluff his ego every once in a while, otherwise we'll lose him. Oh, God. But no, truly, from the bottom of our hearts, we do thank you very much for giving us this opportunity and letting us do what we enjoy doing. This show is a great source of serotonin for me, and though he is vain to admit it, Remington as well. And we are forever grateful. So I think with that being said, hey, Remington, is there any chance you'd want to watch A Place Further Than the Universe with me again sometime?
Oh, certainly. 100%. I'm totally down.
All we have to do is just find some people who have never seen it and force them to sit the fuck down and watch it with us. We'll force all 13 episodes down them at once. Because if you haven't seen this show, you need to. Go do it, you sons of bitches. We love you very much for it, and we will do it. Trust me. So with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you enjoy a grown man crying on a podcast about cute girls doing cute things, then please head on over to wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review. They mean the world to us, and we do read every single one, and they are a great way to help us grow. And if that is still not enough for you, you can head on over to twitch.tv/animeoutofcontext, where myself, Dylan, and Remington are occasionally playing video games exceedingly poorly. I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley lately. Dear God, somebody help me. And if that is still not enough for you, you can head on over to patreon.com/animeoutofcontext, where you can gain access to all kinds of lovely bonus material, including having the opportunity to be thanked live on the podcast. So, Remington, who are we thanking for our 5th year anniversary?
Well, as always, we would like to send our regards to all of our bland bitch protagonists, as well as our magical girls, who we really appreciate. But moving on, we get to our yandere waifus, who have been endlessly sending us email after email, but we can't read them because we're dead. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no!
I'm so
Ram! I just stopped crying,
Oh,
don't!
fuck
Oh, God!
Ooh, that one's a doozy. All right.
I need to call my mother.
On the list, we have Drunk Quetzalcoatl for Anime Out of Context mascot, says Miska Miska, earnestly expecting praise and reward. Zombie Stomp, Zhao Zhanghao, Zhengwo Shizai Wai, O Bing Chilling. Xanix, Yandere Neko, wondering who has a bigger sword, Remington or Kirito. Why Joan, why Shaun, Huvo, weekly haiku about Shaun. The number 12, in combination with April, fills him with dread. It's true. That's just...
It's true.
Walks me home gently, way to shell. Valentine's Day is a holiday to make single people hate themselves. Hey, love yourself, alright? Fuck all the haters, including you. If you hate yourself, fuck you too.
Hold on, Ram, hold on. I was about to say something wholesome, and then you just ran over it. You just ran the fuck over it. That's fine. No, it's fine. It's
totally fine. God's Angel, Titan CNH. Thou main just a satchel full of Richards. The villain behind glasses, the Susanator, the Big Bean, Turban, Tainted Venom, Syrup the Turtle, Spicitis, Silent Secondary, Show Remington Evangelion already for charity, Shoujo Addict who doesn't need help, just more manga to read and anime to watch, Seth Senju, Segoi Dekai, that's what she said, Salty Pretzel, Ross Palmer, Rubble Rhiannon Williams, RarXD, that's I Love You in Dinosaur, Paco L...
Wow, that's a flat fucking... Jesus.
Yeah, Paco El Musico.
I just became 13 again, holy fuck.
Other McNut wants people to know Rem kills elephants for fun. On the count of 3, release the Holy Hand Grenade, No Waifu, No Waifu, Nitsaira, Nick Harvey. My Issei concept is a neat shut-in with social anxiety whose other world is stepping outside their house, suggests Miska. Brilliant concept. You could have it where, like, they have to imagine that the outside world is this big old fantasy world to even function, right? And, like, they view chores and stuff as just quests and blah, blah, blah. You could make that very interesting. You could make that a really good show.
You could also make it a quite commentary on mental health.
It's true. Makeka7 Hierto, Mexican Gone Freaks, Mechazap, but now expecting a little Mechazap. Shaun, give me a terrible baby name. Oh, okay, I'll give you a terrible baby name. Ara baby. What a weird suggestion, Shaun. Life's like a British prostitute. Good for the most part, but sometimes the teeth get ya. Levi Toilet Bowls.
Whoa.
Leave Denji and Pochita out of harm's way, Shaun. Kylo. Crystal V. Vigu. Don't worry about it. Kirby right back at you is my favorite anime. Keegan Talbot. Cassidy. Karma Chaos. Just finished a place further than the universe and only cried like 10 times. Big wins. Hey, fitting. Joshua DePeniere, Jax, Janine, Jamhance. It's time to change our names for charity. Nean Philanthropia Eva Month. The charities in our hearts. All's right with the world. Oh, here we fucking go.
I don't know how I feel about them trying to pull this bullshit again. Don't get me wrong, I love charity, but it's like, guys, I feel like you don't know what you want.
It's Shaun, not Shaun or Shaun. It's me, Mr. Referee. If I gift you a copy of Yakuza 0, will you play it on stream? If Haruhi was in the Evangelion universe, either all hell would break loose or Shinji wouldn't need to get into the robot. I, Remington, and my cohort Shaun enjoy BDSM femdom role-playing as Mikasa and Asuna every weekend. It's a secret, though, wink.
I hate that. I hate
which
that.
one of us is which? Who knows? I'll be honest. I think we all know. I want Rem to ruin Darling and the Franks for me. I, Rem, love to rest my head on my dear old mum's voluptuous ass. I get my braces off on St. Valentine's Day and just got my Watakoi box set, so you know what that means, boys. Popcorn and Watakoi after. I don't know what to put here. Hunter Tane, Hunter Davies. How would a dodecafuck even be possible or work, even especially when an angel is involved? Asks Misaka with an extremely puzzled look. Hey, Shaun, if Judy is your waifu, who is Rem's bunny waifu? Haru, Lop, Lola, Vanilla, Happy Year of the Rabbit. Don't worry about that. Heaven or Hell, Shaun, Guilty Gear Strive is coming to White Swartz.
I mean, to be fair, Rem, you did rate Low Punny as, like, the most fuckable, so...
That was by science, not personal preference. Low Punny may be more fuckable than God, according to science.
Whatever you say, Mr. Scientist.
So yeah, Hachiroku going down on Sean's grandma. Nomeo and Juliet is my favorite anime. Glenn Michael Dolan, Farmer Weeb wants to remind people to keep safe search on for Judy Hop donkeys for Donkey Bartura. Fantime.
Please don't.
Dylan. Oh, don't keep safe search on. You heard it.
Don't
Go wild, folks. Fantime.
Look,
Dylan.
I don't need any more rabbits. I'm good.
Duck, drink angel milk to prevent wobbly bones, not a conspiracy. Does listening to Rem rip my favorite anime and enjoying it make me a masochist? Do. Like how you end the podcast. It's my favorite thing to hear. Daddy Rem, tell me a bedtime story. Creed 13, Countrified Goth, commander of the 101st Chairborne Division. Cheese Monkey, Brock Hartford Geodude says, my name is Inigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepared to die. Bree loves cheese, Blake Star, Big Blue Bear Boy. Bad anime idea, a military anime set during the Second Sino-Japanese War. Good God.
Wow.
That's gonna get intense real fast. Don't get me wrong, as a history buff, I'm interested, but also, you gotta handle that carefully.
Yeah, no kidding. Jesus.
Awkward lesbian who just needs a hug. Hey, we're giving you a digital hug right now. Angel, Andrew Sinclair, and the Angel Michael said to the farmer, fuck your wallet, I love those goddamn birds. Elise Howard, Alpha Angel, AJ Tunnel, spiritually I'm a metal chair thrown in a Jerry Springer taping. AJ Honey, A Days, Aaron Hegland. I dropped off for 6 months, at least the name I left here wasn't too weird. Thanks for reading it over and over again.
That's pretty fucking funny.
And $10 grandma gum jobs at Brendan's house. Thank you all so much. And now we move on to the Boy Wizard tier, where everybody is going to get a place to visit in Antarctica. So I go there and tell us about your trip. Warning, you're 799 episodes away. You get the South Shetland Islands. Vincent Calabrese, you get the North Shetland Islands. Not as good.
No, that's unfortunate.
Used a black light on Sean's body pillow. It was brighter than the normal light. That's how it works. That's science. My man is for reusable light sources.
What? Oh, God. Oh, I see.
So,
shut up.
So the joke is there. If you
on it
you
don't
enough,
need to explain
then
it.
you
You don't
use
need to
UV,
explain
then
it. You can
it'll
stop.
be nice and shiny.
No,
right.
I hate this.
You get the Antarctic Peninsula. The Fitness Grand Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. Students, you get Drake Passage. The Brown Mamba is back after being abducted to Layton for 2 years. You are going to get South Georgia. Schmeris, you are going to get the Frosty Docky Mountains. Shaun will show Rem Code Geese. If you don't, I'll start spoiling any and everything.
Don't use your Patreon to maliciously spoil things. That's not nice.
You get the Falkland Islands. Shaun, say this. I, Shaun, love my sweet mother's booty taste. Yummy! You...
I hate that. I hate
get
that.
the Falkland Islands. Sarah Bronowski, you get the Lemaire Channel. Roscop, you're getting to get Port Lockroy. Robert Atchison, you are going to get Ross C. Oshan, real quick, before I forget, watching Clandid next week, right? You get Ross A. Maya Ferrate, my dog, you get Ross B. Monogatari ticks all boxes of what Shaun and Rem ever said they want in an anime. This week, inner monologue. You get King George Island. Micah got his Overlord review. You are going to get Ice Cube Research Station. Miguel Delion, you get Colossal Penguin Colonies. Oh my God. It's so good. Massimo Martelli, you get Trinity Church. Latino saw Denji erase Rem's bloodline with kicks. You get Blood Falls. Good God.
God.
It should have been the other Nakano. Look, I can't say this one, but it's something falls, and it's another bodily fluid, so you can piece that together.
Are you making half of these up?
I don't know what you're talking about, Sean.
Okay, just making sure.
If you don't watch The Other Girl, an angel beats a penguin up, also I Rem am still a girl, you get Deception Island.
Jeez, that seems like a place we visit regularly.
I'm Rem saying that Sean's grandma's an angel in bed. I can't hold it back anymore. You get not Deception Island. Wing.
Oh.
Hella Rex, you get Mount Erebus. Go ahead, call the cops. Who won't silence voices. They're getting louder. Send help, please. You get Dylan's Cage. For the first 100 episodes, I thought this was Harry Potter fanfiction podcast. It is. And you get Antarctic Hogwarts. Frosty Nubbler Academy.
Frosty Nubbler. Hey, I mean, it's better than anything the turf has done recently.
True.
So, you know what?
Dylan should be let out of his cage. Changed my mind. You are going to get the Great Hole. Drew, the magical OnlyFans assistant. You are going to get the Great Hole. North Pikachu wants an Ant review. The Great Hole.
You can't just give multiple people great holes.
It's not multiple holes. It's one
It's
very
just one
big hole.
Was it made for them?
No.
This hole was made for me.
Cryptid Bill and Lil Crypty wish the boys a happy anniversary. Thank you guys so much. You get the big hole too.
No, you can't keep giving people the big hole. People are gonna think you're a big hole.
You get the big hole.
No, Rev, you've lost the thread.
You get the big hole. Brian on it. You get the big hole. Beethoven 1201. You get the big hole. Asking my fiance 5 years older and friends when I should start feeling old just so I can prep and pre-order my walker. Thoughts? You're old when you hit 23. And also,
that's fucking brutal.
You're in the big hole.
No, stop putting people in the big hole. You'll fill it up. It's not that big a hole.
Animated Z. You get the top of the big hole. 35 weeks until Anime Bonsai says All Father Senpai. You get about 10 yards away from the big hole.
The rim of the hole. Oh no.
Breaking news. About a dozen people who supported an obscure anime podcast have gone missing after wandering into a great hole in Antarctica. Alright, we now move on to our inappropriate Joey Wheeler tier.
Oh god, it feels like we were already there with all this big hole nonsense.
Shaun, as Joey Wheeler, I don't know, what are you gonna do, Shaun? I'm fucked up now.
You drained yourself thinking about the big hole. That's what's
big
happened.
Hole.
God. I'm gonna keep it simple. Because like that's where simplicity is best in this situation. As Joey Wheeler, we're gonna give everybody a destination to visit at some point in their life, and Remington will describe a main activity you should do while there.
Okay. We start with Swedish Weeb.
Oh, thankfully there's a great filter here for this. You're gonna go to Matera, Italy.
And just move your hands all about there. It's a tourist activity, I assure you. Then we got Raptalia's My Anime Waifu has returned.
You're gonna get oh fucking hell! I didn't think about trying to pronounce things.
Go for it.
You get Luang Prabang in Laos.
You get. I would recommend visiting the anatomically correct gingerbread man. Happy 5-year anniversary. May Rem continue to be a beast and Shaun April Fooled.
You get Tirupati, India.
I had to censor my first two ideas. So instead, I would highly recommend that you just climb a big building, first big building you see.
Apparently, it has the most visited Hindu temple, so maybe not that one.
Good luck. Hermione pegs Harry and Ron.
You're gonna visit Bridgend in the UK.
You should go and look at the exact cutlery that Jesus used for the Last Supper. Her
In the UK? Knowing them, they probably put it in one of their museums. Yeah, they probably.
Her embrace made his manhood swell like week old roadkill on hot asphalt in the Georgia sun. Good God.
Jesus. I didn't want to do this to you, but you're going to Miami in the United States.
Maybe consider punching a senator. There we go. There we go to my dear old mom.
You're gonna go to Delphi in Greece.
Go to Grecian Disneyland, baby.
Is there a Grecian
Why
Disneyland?
not?
Okay.
David Norstad.
You're gonna go to... Oh, that's a lot of umlauts. Sure. Let me make all the Polish people sad. You're gonna go to, Lodz? Ludes? It can't be Ludes. Surely it's not Ludes. In Poland.
Steal some lewd umlauts. Last but not least, we got Blood Cell. For real, not the white one this time. I'm sick of their Caucasian audacity, caucasity, if you will.
You're gonna go to Mito, Japan.
And of course, you guys see the big hole. Oh, thank you all for tuning in. If you want to reach out, whether it's for a comment, question, feedback, recommendation, or information about the big hole, then you can tweet us at Hotspot on Twitter. Or
We're gonna get so many weird emails asking about our big hole, Ram. They're gonna go straight into the spam folder.
Gmail.com.
Oh no! Once again, thank you all so much for joining us. We love and appreciate you very, very much, even after 5 whole years. And as always, don't fuck your sister.
Doo-doo, big hole. It's a big hole.
Oh no! Okay, so whenever I picture Alexander Hamilton...
You picture Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Maybe? I am not a man. Wait, what? No.
What pedophile do you have on the ship? I have been watching shitty anime for 5 years. Fuck you all. I deserve this. So you were hyped about the MILFs. I don't like that their sons are a part of this. Makes sense. I suppose emphasizing their motherhood is half of the equation.
I need to call my mother.
Hey, Shaun, I want to fuck you.